Welcome. The time lapse starts at the end of this timer. Now my question for you is, what's better, short or long hair Brian? So here's baby Brian in October 2022. Now this version of Brian did not plan on growing his hair out, so he also didn't start taking daily photos until it had started growing a few inches. This is where our journey begins. January 2023. Roll the time lapse. Stick around because in this video, I'm gonna reveal my best hair growth tips so that your hair doesn't end up looking like frizzy crap. I'm gonna tell you my favorite shampoo and conditioner choices, supplements that actually help your hair grow faster, and I'm gonna teach you how to skip the awkward phase entirely. So my whole life, I've been a short hair guy. I would almost always have a shaved head or just a little poof like a faux hawk on top. I've only had long hair maybe 2 times in my life. When I was 15 years old, I had a pretty sweet little curly fro in high school. Then about 4 or 5 years ago, I grew my hair out with the purpose of donating it to Locks of Love, and I did that. It was really awesome. And then I had short hair. When I was in the process of growing that hair out so I could donate it, I would still tell people all the time, I identify as a short hair guy who just has long hair for now. Right? After I cut and donated it, I rocked short hair for years, and then only just this past year I decided I want to grow it out again, and now I can genuinely say I identify as a long hair guy. I plan to have long hair my whole life. I just can't even really vision myself having short hair as an adult for very long. So to me, the pros of having long hair are that it complements the natural lines and the curves of your face. And also as a man, there are not a lot of men with big, long, luscious locks. So it does have the added effect of you standing out, looking different, right? You can also look completely different just by putting your hair up in different styles or using different accessories. I like to be able to have different styles, different versions of me, right? Overall, I think that long hair is a lot more playful. For me, it makes me look a little bit older, but I think in a good way, in a distinguished way. And I honestly really love my curls. Now, as far as cons go, you pretty much have to do something when you wake up. There's no more rolling out of bed and just going straight to the gym. If you do that, you are absolutely going to look like a psychopath. With short hair, you can just pretty much wake up and there is no such thing as bedhead. With long hair, your hair gets tangled easily. You wake up with big frizz everywhere. It's annoying. You gotta wet your hair down, you gotta comb it. If I've got something important to look good for, like this when I'm filming, I gotta micromanage my hair and make sure that it looks good, it doesn't get frizzy. It's just a lot more maintenance. Now, all that being said, I think having nice, long, luscious locks of hair is an accomplishment. And why? Because at some point, you have to get through the awkward phase where you literally look like Lord Farquaad. I hate that phase, but luckily, I have some helpful tips to make that phase less awkward. When you first start growing your hair out, it gets to this length that I call the broccoli haircut phase, right? You look like a little Q-tip, your hair just kind of stays poofed in this little cute kind of curly thing. This is for curly haired people, obviously, but you have like this little fro, right? But then it gets to the length where it's too short to slick back, there's not enough weight, and you can't put it in a man bun because it's not long enough, but it's in your eyes and it looks terrible. Now this is where beanies, hats, and my personal favorite choice, headbands come into play. I'll link everything I'm gonna talk about below because everybody always asks what I'm talking about or where to get this exact style, but these are athletic style headbands and I get them in a bunch of different colors. That way I can match them to whatever outfit I'm wearing. I like to have the same color headband as like my joggers, right? The headband is nice because it pulls your hair up a little bit so it's no longer in your eyeballs, but it also looks really natural, right? Eventually it does outgrow that phase and then it looks terrible even with headbands, but usually at this point it now has enough length, enough weight that you can start to slick it back or put it over to the side. My personal favorite is rocking a man bun, which as we know on the internet you get a lot of flack for, but who am I to ever have cared what people say about me, right? After it grows a couple more inches past being just able to put it into a man bun, then you can pair headbands and a man bun, and that's one of my favorite looks by far. That's pretty much where I am right now, but soon I'm gonna grow it long enough that I can do half up, half down, where my mullet, the back part of my hair, comes in front of my chest and lays on front of my clavicles, right? To me, I think it looks like a lion's mane, and I absolutely love that look. When my hair gets to about this length, everybody always asks, how do I get my curls to be so curly? My answer is always the same. Just look up the curly girl method. If you know, you know. If you don't, There's a whole protocol. I'm not gonna get into that here. Some of the things are you never use a towel to dry your hair. That's how you get massive frizz. I let it air dry, or you can just use a t-shirt to dry it. You also wanna grab your hair while it's still wet and scrunch it. That's how you can accentuate the natural curls. And there's a ton of other stuff. You should look it up. It's one of the best things ever. I love the curly grow method. The other question I get a ton is, how do I grow my hair so fast? I'll talk about that in a second, but people always want to know what shampoo, what conditioner, what styling products I use. So let's get into that real quick. So what I'm about to say is probably going to blow your mind. You might actually think I'm disgusting, but I only shampoo once every 2 weeks. Shampoo is meant to clean the scalp, so you really want to massage it in well when you do use it, but shampoo also strips the natural oils from your hair, and that's why a lot of people end up with really frizzy flyaway hair because they're using conditioner and shampoo every single day. Conditioner, on the other hand, is great for hair texture. I'll put it in at the beginning of the shower and I'll let it sit in there for 4 or 5 minutes while I'm doing the other stuff, and I'll probably do that 3 or 4 times a week. And the 2 brands that I love, because that's what everybody wants to know, is Giovanni and Pacifica. I'm just gonna link everything I talk about in this video, literally everything I talk about, any product, just down below. That way you can just go check it out. Now, as far as hair products like, hair waxes and hair gels go, I don't use any of that because I am very prone to acne. And when you have product in your hair and you sweat, you take some of that product in the sweat and have it come down your face. For me, that caused really big nodular cysts on that hairline area of my face. But I actually just use a spray bottle with water in it. This is gonna sound insane. I just spray it down, right? And then I scrunch it. And that's it, right? And every time it gets dry, I'll do it again, and I'll do a lot of it. I mean, like literally like 100 sprays until it's completely damp, and I'll do the scrunch. And then after doing that 2 or 3 times, it makes this happen where it's nice and curly, but there's not too much flyaways, not too much frizz. So here's the big question, right? How in the world did I get my hair to grow so long in just a year? First off, I have really good genetics. I just want to point that out, that it plays a huge part in all of this. I'm very fortunate and I'm very grateful. But second up, your hair wants to grow, but if you don't give it the building blocks that it needs to grow, it's not going to happen very fast. Fortunately, as a bodybuilder, I eat a lot of calories. I'm regularly clearing, 4,000 or more calories. So my body has plenty of protein, it has plenty of calories to grow, but I also want to make sure I cover my vitamins and my minerals because those really are essential for growing hair. Vitamin A, B, C, D, E, basically the whole alphabet, but also, minerals like zinc and selenium and iron. All of those have been scientifically proven in studies to be pivotal for building hair, right? Thick, healthy hair. And I know people are not getting 100% of those every single day with their food. Even when I'm trying my hardest, there are times where I'm not getting every single one of those. In my opinion, I take supplements because I do try my very best to have a perfect diet, but some days are less than perfect. So instead of having, 80% perfect hair growth because some of the days are off, why not just cover all the bases so it's 100% optimal and I'm growing hair as fast as I possibly can. So as a bodybuilder, I use the entire lineup of supplements from Veg Nutrition, but the ones that I think are really, really helpful for growing hair is the Essentials, which covers a ton of those zinc, selenium, D, B, all those good things. It also gives you your omega-3s for the day. And then I also use the Veg Organic Greens, which cover even more vitamins and minerals, but it's also giving you tons of superfood fruits and veggies, packing antioxidants, polyphenols, prebiotic fibers. All of that stuff is really good for your health. It's good for your gut. All of that is good for your hair. You can use my code Brian15. It'll get you 15% off. And for those of you who are watching this video, it's just like a little bonus incentive. If you screenshot your receipt after using my code and send it to me in a message on Instagram, I will give you all 3 of my recipe books for free. So what's the plan with my hair now? So actually, this is my favorite length by far. I really like it being this length, but I am gonna keep growing it out and I'm gonna see if I can get it long enough so that I can donate it again. But after donating it, I will still have enough length that I'm roughly at this length or maybe just slightly shorter. Because again, I don't wanna go back to short hair Brian. I wanna be long hair Brian. It's who I am now. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you soon.